Welcome back to Hisense Arena, and these fans have packed out this stadium tonight, and why not? It is a massive game in Suncorp Super Netball. The Giants going head-to-head against the Vixens. We started this round, Liz, with these two teams, number 1 and number 2 on the ladder.
Extraordinary, isn't it? And I reckon at the start of the year you wouldn't have looked at this fixture and thought it's 1v2. Lots of people talked about the Giants being right up there in terms of title contenders, but with the number of players who had left the Vixens, no one really gave them a chance. Yet here they are sitting at second, and they're there on the back of a really consistent style of game. So for the Giants tonight, their real challenge through this defensive line that you can see being called on now is to disrupt that play, because the Vixens aren't going to give up possession easily. It's a great story, these Vixens, and there's Serena Guthrie for the Giants, and she is going to be asked to do a lot in the absence of Kim Green. She is, and she's going to have Kate Maloney really riding her the entire way. This particular matchup, these two centre court players in Maloney and Guthrie, is going to be worth the ticket price alone to get in tonight. Two of the best athletes in Australia going head-to-head against each other. What about these Vixen defenders? Because they have stepped up. There's Jo Weston, and we're about to see Emily Mannix very shortly. They've had a good start to this season. They have. I'm really excited by Emily Mannix, and her matchup against Jo Harton is going to be great to watch too. Mannix was great last week against Romelda Aiken, one of the best goal shooters in the world. Picked up 3 intercepts. Super impressive work from her. But a different creature tonight in Harton who'll move a whole lot more. It was the first time she played Romelda Aiken, one of the great players of this competition, and she showed no fear. Simone McInnes, the coach of the Vixens, said during the week, Emily Mannix loves the competition. Centre pass Vixens, and we are away. Tegan Phillip with the ball in the attacking third for the Vixens. Maloney in there, as she always is, and penalty. So a footwork call there against Kate Maloney. She stepped with the ball, and Jamie Lee Price did a good job of just getting in there and disrupting the possession, as Liz Watson does much the same thing. Great scramble there from Jo Weston. Got a head over the ball for not really no regard to what was happening around her. The voice, oh wow, Serena Guthrie. Impressive. She's going to be asked to do a lot. She is. And there she goes. Yeah, defensively doing it already. Really threw herself at that one. So both teams working so hard in defence, but Giants the best team in the league for converting, for turnovers. So if you cough up possession against them, they're highly likely to score. Let's see if that stat rings true. So Pettit and Guthrie just doing a little 1-2 for position. No goals yet in the opening minutes of this contest. Both sides feeling each other out. Pettit will have a shot and she'll score. Have a look at Serena Guthrie there, Liz. Yeah, that's extraordinary, isn't it? It was a good contest from Phillip, but a little bit late. You can't contest the ball from behind. Jo Harton, a little 1-2. So Taylor Davies being given the opportunity just to work her way in. She hasn't been put under too much pressure yet by the Giants' front line. It's the experienced heads taking over. Good start from the away side. 2-0 in Hisense Arena in Melbourne's Olympic Park precinct. There's Maui Kamwenda, the excitement machine. Oh, have a look at that. Intercept Giants. But the umpire has found that she was just somewhere she wasn't supposed to be, Liz. Yeah, wing defence, Jamie Lee Price just tiptoeing into the circle. Beautiful delivery there, and that's the athleticism of Maui Kamwenda. She's got her hands in the air, she's asking for a lot. Wanting her team to lift. A lot talked about Maui Kamwenda from Malawi. Doesn't actually drive, so Simone McInnes has organised a carpooling schedule where a different teammate will drive her to training every day. Part of the reason this young Vixens group are so close. Yeah, you get the sense that they do it for each other. Guthrie again in the middle of it. And the Vixens trying to really drive possession through the middle of the court, and why not? Because when you're in the middle, that woman there, Maui from Wenda, is so easy to spot and finish. Have a look at that footwork too. She took the feed about midway between the top of the goal circle and the baseline and just moved in to convert for the Melbourne Vixens. A lot of noise inside Hisense Arena tonight. This is the hottest ticket in town. Maloney, Guthrie, what a matchup that's going to be tonight. Weston goes down court to Watson. Watson to Maloney. Maloney thinks about her options, goes to Chloe Watson and gets it back inside the attacking third. Backwards to go forward. You heard that, Sue Pettit, just a little over-eager in the way she attacked the ball.
Where the wing attack
And that time it's Price who has been penalised.
Where she is.
So, what can the Vixens do here? Tegan Phillip active. Oh, well done. Sam Pullman.
And she wins a throw-in. And I was about to congratulate the Vixens on their patience in the build-up. They were quite prepared to look past the first option in case there was a better one behind.
Where the wing attack is.
Sam Pullman read it really well. And you've got to give plenty of credit to the defensive line of the Giants as Chloe Watson comes up with possession.
All right, here we go, Vixens. The feed comes from Maloney. Tegan Phillip, who has been such a great assistant to Maui Kamwenda this season. Contact there is the call. And so she'll get a better look at it. And there's Tegan Phillip, goal Vixens.
Hold time.
Back centre pass with Melbourne. And it's the skipper, Maloney. Back to Phillip.
That was a beautiful little screen set there from Liz Watson. It opened up Tegan Phillip. And it took Beck Bully out of play. And that's all that Tegan Phillip needed. Just showcased her athleticism and speed there.
Liz, have you seen a player who has been able to come back from a knee reconstruction the way Tegan Phillip has?
Oh, it's difficult, and the fact that she has come back and not missed a beat, it says as much about her mental preparation and rehab as much about as her physical preparation and rehab. So Simone McInnes has spoken at length about Tegan Phillip, about how much work she did in that comeback. And that work, when you lay down that amount of work, that just gives you a huge amount of confidence. So it probably speaks volumes, her level of confidence, to how much she did physically. And she's in great shape. She hasn't missed a beat.
Speaking of confidence, Jo Harton there scoring for the Giants. And she will lead in the absence of Kim Green. She demands excellence, Julie Fitzgerald says, Jo Harton. So we'll be watching her tonight, trying to pump up her teammates in orange.
Where she is now.
She will, and Maui Kamwenda just giving away the penalty there. Umpire said using her arm. And Vixen's really effective in that mid-court press through the first part of this game. They've caused some problems for the Giants, but the Giants far more patient than getting through.
There's the feed to Pettit. Pettit, good pass to Fineharten right underneath the goal. And no surprises there, the Giants score. Just remember, every game of Suncorp Super Netball is live and free on the Netball Live app. You can stream it fast, data-free, and only with Telstra. Weston to Maloney. Watson up court to Phillip. Tiptoeing the line to get into their attacking third, the Vixens. And they do so now through Liz Watson. Her feed to Kamwenda in front of Pullman. Dribbles it back to Watson. Kamwenda getting physical underneath the goal. Bully doing her best to put her off, but Maui Kamwenda is an international star, and she converts.
Yeah, I love watching about both of these teams is this moving shooting circle. So often in Suncorp Super Netball we see the tall holding goal shooter, yet these are the two teams that have this moving circle, and it makes them really great to watch, really exciting.
Have a look at that range from Tegan Phillip. She shot it from the home ground of the Collingwood Football Club across the road.
Guidance instruction wing.
Serena Guthrie now going forward. Taylor Davies, the inclusion for Kim Green. Oh, Davies almost fell over. And you don't cry. Look, it was always going to be hard to get that to a girl in an orange dress, and she's turned it over.
Yeah, it was a good scramble from Emily Mannix, but I'm just noticing with this Giants front line, they're just not quite there yet in terms of understanding what Taylor Davies can do and understanding where to put the ball to her. Twice on either side of the court, she's been put out of court. Yet you look at this Vixens front line and they are able to find millimetres. They're so concise in everything that they do and so deliberate.
Oh. Look at that ball movement. Kamwenda to Phillip. Vixens goal. And let's take a look at Tegan Phillip. She's been so accurate this season. Let's have a look at where she's been shooting her goals from.
She has, and in this game you can see she's quite varied in where she takes a shot. There's no pattern in terms of, you can't pin her down and say, well, she really likes the left-hand side of the court, the right-hand side of the court. Yes, she prefers the baseline, but she's capable of taking a long shot from out in front. That's what makes her so dangerous.
It's really been an advantage for the Vixens this season to have a true double threat inside the goal circle. Here's Harton, so confident. And why not when you can goal like that?
Yeah, and great rhythm from Jo Harton. There was good pressure over the ball from Weston and Mannix, and Harton didn't even notice. He was quite happy just to put the ball through. Bully got the tip. Guthrie got the pickup. Speaking to Julie Fitzgerald before the game, one thing that she has worked on this week, but as she said, the Giants are always working on, is that through-court defence. And you can see their quick transition. The Vixens pick the ball up.
I spoke to Julie Fitzgerald this week. I asked her, you coached Liz Ellis for a lot of games. Have you got any dirt on her? And she said, how long have you got?
Well, we've only got an hour. We'll talk about the netball. Pettit just sitting at 67%. That's probably a bit lower than where she'd like to be, but it has only put up 3 shots. Jo Harton, though, absolute consistency, except for just now.
Commentators' curse in full swing here at Hisense.
And I would expect tonight to see Jo Harton put up a few more shots than Pettit, because Pettit will be called on to do a little bit more work outside the circle without Kim Green. So Harton will become the go-to girl. Price read it. Anything cross-court, Jamie Lee Price will have a go at. She's got that New Zealand playing background, and one of the things that they do well is attack anything cross-court.
Pettit dribbles it into the goal. How entertaining is this? It's living up to 1 versus 2 so far.
It is. It's a really high-quality standard of play, and the intensity's there from both teams.
This is Tegan Phillip for the Vixens. Goals. And they've been scoring very well. Have a look at those stats, Liz.
100%. They both, Kamwenda and Phillip both tend to shoot like that. Last week, Kamwenda 41 goals at 95%, Phillip 25 goals at 92%. Between them, they missed 4 goals for the entire game. So Giants will know that their rebound stats are not going to come from the Vixen shooting end. And they've just picked up a really nice rebound down this end as well.
M. Mannix working with Kate Maloney. That's Jo Weston with the ball now. Her pass to Chloe Watson. Finds Liz Watson. The Vixens moving it through centre court. Maloney to Phillip. She went back to Maloney, and you hear there Serena Guthrie contact. So that'll be Vixen's ball. Kamwenda comes out, leaves it for Maloney. She'll assess her options. Not quite a feed yet, but Kamwenda to Phillip. Phillip to goal. Vixens fans love it.
Beautiful assist there from Maui Kamwenda. She's getting out of the circle a little bit more than we might normally see her, but she's finding Tegan Phillip really easily on the drive.
Maloney goes long towards Watson.
That's it.
And there has been a penalty that time. It was on Pullman. Tegan Phillip misses, but able to fight for her own rebound.
Yeah, shortest player in the circle, and she comes up with the ball. It goes to show the rebounding was more than just height. A crucial part of it is timing, and Tegan Phillip, perfect end.
Guthrie to Bully. Back to Guthrie. Look at the ground that Guthrie is covering, but that pass went the better part of an entire third and set up a Giants goal.
Look, that was perfect, and it was the beautiful drive from Guthrie that got Mannix interested in what she was doing. That opened up the space for Harton at the back.
As a coach, look at that turnover. Kamwenda, it must be her birthday. Comes up with it inside the attacking third.
Jamie Lee Price then just not quite comfortable enough to give it to Taylor Davies, and I reckon Taylor Davies at the moment just making her leads a little too early. That happens when you're nervous. You think you've got to get out there and do the job. She needs to just take almost a heartbeat more. Chloe Watson covered it beautifully. She put the pressure on, but Davies just needs to take a deep breath, take a little bit longer to make her drive. Oh, Weston.
So, Vixens, early lead, 12 goals to 9. Make that 12 goals to 10. And we're back to a Vixen centre pass with Kate Maloney. Liz, with these Giants players have spent all pre... Look at Serena Guthrie, gets a hand in for the deflection.
Great defensive effort from Guthrie. She's been involved in intercepts, deflections. Defensively, she's been good for the Giants. Speaking of defensively, Liz Watson, eyes up, cat-like reflexes, picks up the ball.
You love that, don't you? Liz Watson just saying, my ball, and taking possession. Here's Phillip.
She's right. Just doesn't look like missing. Mannix read it. Yep, and All the Giants players looking for the penalties on Taylor Davies, but you see the umpire let it go.
Let's take another look at these shooting stats for the Vixens.
Just one miss from Phillip.
Obstruction.
Interesting that Tegan Phillip, though, is doing the bulk of the shooting.
Goal shooter.
As Kamwenda gives away a penalty just for backing into Pullman. I just get the sense that Kamwenda's coming out of the circle a little bit more and creating that really nice driving space for Phillip. And as a result, Phillip's doing a little bit more, or taking a little bit more of the shooting load for the Vixens.
And why would that be?
Oh, look, just to mix it up. You know, you don't want to be too predictable. And the thing that the Vixens do really well is play a very structured game, but you don't want to be obvious in your structure. So they just mixed it up a little bit. Potentially they also want to get Sam Pullman out of the circle and keep her busy.
Goal third with her. Advantage offside wing.
If we take a look at the goal assists tonight, it actually is Kamwenda who's doing more setting up goals than she is scoring.
Yeah, and also if she gets out of the circle, it creates just a foot race between Phillip and Bully. And
where the goalkeeper is?
Beck Bully is supremely fit, but Tegan Phillip has speed to burn.
Again, a testament to her dedication to rehabbing that injured knee. ACL comes back this season and is dominating the goal attack for the Melbourne Vixens. But it's the Giants now. Serena Guthrie moving it around. Taylor Davies. Davies goes to Harton, and that is a turnover.
Yeah.
Vixens take possession. Harton and Mannix.
Vixens defensively just so good. Then they covered just about every move that was made. They forced Taylor Davies into taking a risk.
Contact.
Oh, Kamwenda! How did she get that?
Wowee, Maui. And there's a Phillip goal.
Yeah, beautiful finish.
And there is the defensive duo of Weston and Mannix getting it done at the defensive end for Melbourne.
Yeah, it was a good tip from Emily Mannix from behind. She kept her body out of it, just got her fingertips into it.
3 seconds. Phillip, long ranger. Bounces off the goal. Can Kamwenda bring it in? She can't. An exciting and entertaining quarter of netball. The Vixens lead it at quarter time, 15 goals to 11. We'll be back at Hisense Arena in a moment. Suncorp Super Netball on 9Gem.
Do the work there. Happy for you to have a look at those balls because there's some balls getting swung across the circle. Yeah, so again, provision up for those, but got to do the hard work.
Yeah.
I think that front position. Yeah. Remember, we've just got to maintain and keep building.
Simone McInnes, the coach of the Melbourne Vixens, as they take on the Giants at Hisense Arena. Liz Ellis, what did you make of the first quarter?
Really interesting first quarter, though. Both teams were fairly even for the first part, but in the last 5 minutes, which is where the good teams pull away, Vixens outscored the Giants 6 goals to 3. That's something that the Giants will have to keep an eye on. Vixens will take a huge amount of confidence from the way they finished.
So here we go. 4-goal lead to the Melbourne Vixens. Second quarter action on 9Gem. Sue Pettit with a goal for the Giants.
Interesting in that first quarter, Vixens had 53% of possession. Giants had just 47%. So reflected in the scoreboard, Vixens just had the better of the ball.
Watson to Maloney. Maloney overhead pass Kamwenda. Look at the ground that Maloney is covering there. She goes back to Watson. The feed will come in at the top of the goal circle. Phillip back to Maloney, and Maloney will steer it through to Kamwenda. They thought it through, and they earned that goal.
Yeah, great patience there from the Vixens. Beck Bully and Sam Pullman put on a couple of nice switches to pick up both Phillip and Kamwenda, but they waited for the spaces to open up. You know, sometimes you've got to tread that really fine line between one too many passes and finding the space.
Jo Harden, she'll shoot from anywhere, and when you have the skill she possesses, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, she was so relaxed on the pickup, wasn't she? Just picked it up with one hand, put the left hand up, scored the goal.
Maloney feeds to Kamwenda, measures the shot, goal.
But the real problem for the Giants at the moment with this Vixens front line is that Maloney and Watson are consistently finding the top of the circle. That makes it so much easier for them to find both of their shooters. So Guthrie and Price have to do a little bit more work and trying to start pushing those players to the edge. Oh, Mannix. Yeah, really well done. Again, just her footwork is so good. She keeps herself out of trouble, keeps her body off her opposition player, but can get those long arms in. And she does have really long arms.
Put away there.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often, does it? And, you know, that's a risk when you put a player like Kamwenda who's used to shooting. really been the target, getting her out to start delivering ball. But she's done a pretty good job in the opening 20 minutes of this game.
Here come the Giants.
Goalkeeper, where she is.
And there you heard the umpire. It is a penalty on Mannix. Pettit dropping pass.
Yeah, Joe Harton just
footwork.
dragged the grounded foot. So you can't drag it along the ground. She was just trying to get as close to the post as she could, and pushed it a little bit too hard. So just the little things are killing the Giants at the moment.
The Vixens lead this one by 4 goals.
Guthrie. Gee, she's been good, hasn't she? And that's going to be over a third. So the ball's going to be touching each third down the court. Little brain explosion then from Beck Bully. You don't see that very often. And that's really a result of trying to get her team moving quickly. But the Giants can't afford to squander these little possession wins that they get.
Beck Bully back in Suncorp Super Netball.
Oh, look at this. And again, it's that cross-court ball that she reads so well.
Step.
Oh, and a footwork call against Bully. So that's 2 really good wins that the Giants have had and coughed up. And the Vixens will make them pay. You would think.
Commentators curse. Maui Kamwenda has missed about 3 goals all season and misses that one, but luckily it is a Vixens throw in. So Maloney to start this last phase of attack for the Vixens. Kamwenda goes back out. It's Watson now back into Kamwenda. Look at that base foot. She just plants it close to goal, and it gives her the opportunity to make amends and score the one she should have about 60 seconds ago.
Yeah, she's so balanced, isn't she, Kamwenda? Just standing at 183 centimetres. It's little for a shooter these days. 6 foot. But that mobility is so good, and her elevation.
Beck Bully to Price. Davies presents, but Harton will get it. Bully again. There's Davies now. Davies and Bully. They've got it on a string. Harton, bounce pass. Serena Guthrie.
Construction, goal defence.
And you heard Joe Weston has been found to have infringed. So Pettit will take it inside the goal circle.
Goalkeeper. Where you are,
that time it was Mannix. And the umpire allows Harton to score a goal for the Giants.
Yeah, just a couple of little penalties there. Got the ball advanced for the Giants.
Centre third. Centre third with her.
So there's too much experience in this Giants team for them to...
Hold time, advance the penalty for delay, wing defence to the edge. That's a caution.
So Chloe Watson just draws the eye up over the umpire.
So the Giants now looking to make up a 4-goal margin. Early stages of the second quarter here at Hisense. And Joe Harton buries a goal. Well played. Now this year, Liz, is one of the biggest years for women in sport for a long time, and we're launching a new podcast. It's called In Her Court, and it's going to cover the most interesting, topical and contentious local and global stories surrounding the competitions, players and business and future of women's sport. Sam Squires has put it together. It launched yesterday, and you can get it at 9.com.au/podcast. About 15 minutes, and there'll be a new one every week, so it should be a fascinating listen, that one.
Yeah, looking forward to taking a listen as Tegan Phillip gets up for the rebound. Again, that's a problem for the Giants. They've got such height down that end with Pullman and Bully, and Phillip has twice got her hands to the ball in that rebound position. Her timing is so good.
Joe Weston, she's giving away penalties, but she's looking to create a turnover at every opportunity.
She is, and you know, you have to keep contesting.
That's the penalty, it's delaying
and
at the top. Goal defence is out of
so
play.
Joe
That's
Weston
a caution. Need to stay out of play.
Picks up a caution and told to stay out of play.
Construction.
So umpire having plenty to say about the Vixens just moving off the mark in that penalty position.
I was talking to a newcomer to netball during the week, Liz, and his take on the whole thing was that netballers have got to be among the most respectful sports people to umpires in international sport. You don't often see backchat.
Well, no, there are players who are known to do it, but you're clever about how you deliver it. No, but you know what? You're actually taught from a very young age that the umpire is queen or king, and you just don't backchat. So you don't see it at the local courts, which is fantastic. Beautiful delivery there from Guthrie. She just used a little balk to find her England teammate Joe Harton under the post. And the Giants are having a really good quarter. 6-5. They're leading. And with another pickup that gets met by deathly silence from this Victorian crowd.
Not a lot of love for the Giants inside Hisense Arena.
And this is a better build-up from the Giants. They've just taken a little bit of speed off the ball, coming down court, just a bit more patience. Davies getting a little bit more involved.
And she'll grow, won't she?
She will, and she's got the players around her to bring her into the game. And once they figure out where and when they can deliver the ball to her, she will get more and more confident. And confidence comes with possession.
Got to get that ball between your fingertips. And there is Davies. Around the corner pass, and they've popped it up. Harton wasn't too happy about that either.
Oh, Joe Harton dropped it cold, so I don't know if she wanted Taylor Davies to put the ball in a little bit differently, potentially to put it in off the boards. Oh, what he said, Pratley, Susan Pettit's former name. A good pick up from her defensively.
Contact where you are, goal attack.
Weston, bit overzealous there. Some contact with Pettit, and Pettit goals for the Giants.
Yeah, a good read for Susan Pettit.
Tactical Vixens.
And if you look at this Giants defensive outfit, they pulled in 4 intercepts all across the court.
And so it is the Vixens, 20 goals leading the Giants at 19. The Vixens have called this tactical timeout. We'll be back in a moment.
As a crisis continues to unfold in Queensland,
this heavy rain and these heavy winds will continue for at least the next few days.
The system absolutely lashing anything in its path.
We'll do whatever it takes to get there as quickly as we can.
And I'm hoping it's not going to happen again. But if it does, we know Suncorp will be there to look after us again.
Welcome back to Hisense Arena. There is the Vixens huddle. Their coach Simone McInnes delivering some forceful instructions, and they're in the lead, 20-19.
They are. It's been a really good quarter here from the Giants, leading 8-5. And
heads up, and we go and get the ball back. We lose one, we get it back. Girls, we can do this, okay? Let's lift. We are brutal, we make them pay every time, all right? Let's do this, girls. Vix on 3. 1, 2, 3, let's go.
Kate Maloney there, the skipper of the Melbourne Vixens, giving her charges some advice. Simone McInnes actually left it really late to choose a captain, and in the end she went to Kate personally and said, can you do it? And Kate said, of course I can, Liz.
Oh, look, she's reveling in this opportunity. Just lost the footing there and the ball went sailing overhead. But I do love listening to the captains in these huddles. You get a real sense for what their leadership is like. Kate Maloney, very positive, them lift. But I love the use of the word brutal. They want to make this Giants team pay for any turnovers that they get. Having said that, though, that's going to be hard because as Taylor Davies comes into the game, gains a bit more confidence, and this Giants front line finds its rhythm, that's going to be harder and harder to do.
Harton with a goal.
Giants.
The desire from both these sides showing, as you say, Liz, Maloney wanting to defend the Vixens' den here in Melbourne, and the Giants wanting to remain undefeated in season 2017. Pettit on the move, takes it inside the goal circle, and goals.
Simone McInnes in that break also telling these Vixens players to take it back to basics, and that's what they do really well. They always have 2 options to the ball. They're very patient in their delivery. And that's where the finish is.
Tegan Phillips staying home on that occasion and taking the ball in a scoring position. Here's Pettit. Pettit to Harton. Harton, where's she going to put that? They're moving it around the goal circle. Pettit takes it. She's right underneath the goal. And she scores. And there it is. That is the lead. The Giants have hit the lead in front of the Vixens.
Instruction centre.
Maloney penalised there. So Guthrie, her opposite, will take the pass. Weston again giving away another penalty. Pettit will take that inside the goal circle.
Now, Seb, those penalties are killing the Vixens. This quarter, Vixens have given away 15 penalties. Joe Weston has given away 8. Make that 16 penalties. Joe Weston given away 8. The Giants have given away 2 penalties. is what's costing the Giants at the moment, costing Vixens at the moment.
Wow, that is a big discrepancy. How about the shooting for the Giants?
Yeah, look, Susan Pettit, no surprise, she's really lifted that rate. Oh, Harton, how did she get hold of it? Umpire ruling she came from out of court.
Far side.
Pretty impressive.
Yes.
And Susan Pettit, you can just sense that her confidence is lifting. Just watch Jo Harton here, throws it up. Yep, she came from out of court. Good call by the umpire.
So that's Phillip. Makes it hard work for Maloney. Her high pass is plucked by Maui Kamwenda. Ball rolls around the goal and in.
Now, just remember in that first quarter, the Vixens owned the last 5 minutes. They outscored the Giants 6-3. Really interesting to see which team runs at home stronger in this last 4 minutes.
Tegan Phillip with the netball. Goes to Liz Watson. And Kamwenda at full stretch. Is off balance, but fired it back to Watson. Watson into Phillip. We've just got a little pause in play now.
Just a wardrobe malfunction for Maria Wenda. She's lost a bib. That was beautiful balance there from Liz Watson. That gives you a sense of just how strong she is. Took the ball under all sorts of pressure and held her position, was able to dish off a really nice little pass to Phillip.
And a nice little shot from Tegan Phillip brings up the 23rd goal for the Vixens. Guthrie, Pettit, back to Guthrie. Goes to Harden outside the goal circle here. Ball pass back to Bully. Isn't claimed clean because of a Tegan Phillip penalty. So Bully puts the Giants inside there, attacking third. Weston comes right out and knocks it away from Pettit. It'll be a throw in Giants through Guthrie.
Yeah, great contest there from Jo Weston. Just got her fingertips on it. Mannix doing what a coach asked her to do, which was to keep her eyes up for anything that was swinging. Weston, though, had her eyes down then. Smart play from Davies just to deliver the ball into Pettit.
Pettit goals. You can see it here. Weston coming right out to knock that out of court. Big smile on her face too. She enjoyed that.
She knew she was close.
So it's Maloney with the feed into Kamwenda. She won't shoot from there though. Too far out. Guthrie hits the deck. Goes into Kamwenda. And they're waiting for the right option, and they got the reward. Simone McInnes looking a little nervous courtside. Perhaps not nervous, perhaps just focused.
Yeah, she's got to make some choices at half-time. Do you leave this team on? Who had a really good opening quarter. Struggled a little bit in this second quarter. She's spending a lot of time with the defensive line during the timeouts. So, does she make the change down that end of the court?
Good defence from Jo Weston there, coming right out to get a hand in the face of Sue Pettit. And it bounced off the goal out of bounds.
Yeah, really important win there for the Vixens. They've laboured through the best part of this quarter. If they can finish off strong, they're going to half-time with a little bit more confidence.
So Weston will go to Watson. Tegan Phillip comes out. Drops it into Liz Watson. Involved in so much of the Vixens play tonight. Phillip 1-2 with Kamwenda. And they've really developed that goal circle lineup, the Vixens, through a lot of match play in training, Simone McInnes says. They just put them in match scenarios as much as possible. And it's allowed them to gel the way they have in Suncorp's Super Netball season 2017. Kamwenda with a goal.
Yeah, beautiful offensive rebound there from Kamwenda. Just came over the top of Pullman, got her fingertips to it. So Giants losing the opportunity to regain possession through rebounds. You don't get a lot of rebounds with the Vixens.
That is offside, wing defence.
And Watson again with that great one-legged balance has time to right herself and find Kamwenda under the post. Good couple of minutes here for the Vixens to finish. Pressure is now back on the Giants.
Just 2 goals in it.
Advantage offside.
Liz Watson had a crack. In the end, it didn't go her way. So it's now in the attacking end for the Giants. Davies into Harden. Been shooting well tonight. Sidestep. Misses.
Oh,
and Pettit.
How did she get hold of that? Oh, Mannix.
Contact centre at the edge.
Oh, Kate Maloney gets pulled for offside. It is an arm wrestle down this end. Harton just about took possession away from Pettit then. Jo Harton just didn't look comfortable on that very first shot. And Mannix just got up in Pettit's face on her shot.
Hot stuff at high sense.
Yeah, really good defensive pressure from the Vixens.
Contact.
I'm just grabbing at her calf there. Doesn't look like it's affecting her too much. We'll keep an eye on that one. Laura Spurway will be all over that. She is on the sideline for us tonight. A big part of Channel 9's news coverage down here in Melbourne. Oh, collision. Both players collecting each other and slipping to the hardwood.
Well, Sam Pullman was apologising on her way down. Liz Watson is so strong. Absolutely bounced straight back up. Terrific work there.
Final seconds counting down, and the Vixens have been able to wrestle back the lead here at Hisense Arena after the Giants won that quarter, 14 goals to 12. The Vixens lead overall 27 to 25. And we'll check in with a player from each side in a moment. But it's number one versus number two, or at least it was at the start of the round. If we look at the Harvey Norman highlights, have a look at Liz Watson getting collected there and hitting the deck hard. Sam Pullman sending her apologies. So it's time to head sideline. Laura Spurway doing the honours for us tonight, and she is with the Vixen, Liz Watson.
Yes, Liz, you're 2 goals ahead at the moment, but do you feel like the better team out there? It's a very fierce contest.
Yeah, I think, we get 2 or 3 ahead and then Giants are right back up on our tail. So, yeah, we just really got to push on and make sure that we actually convert the ball that we're getting in D.
We heard Kate Maloney there saying you've got to be brutal. Is that really the key in this second half?
Yeah, that's a major theme in our defence. It's 7 defenders on court, and once we do get that ball, we've got to score and make them punish. So that'll be the focus for this half.
Okay, great. Good luck with that. Joining me now is Sue Pettit. Now, Sue, you've really narrowed the gap there. How do you feel about your performance, particularly in that second quarter?
A bit up and down, actually. We probably got ahead there for a little bit and then just let them come back in again. So pressure was on. They gave us a lot of pressure and we just did some silly errors.
It's hard work tonight, isn't it? It seems like a really tight...
Welcome back to Hisense Arena. Massive game of Suncorp Super Netball. It's the Vixens leading the Giants 27-25. As I welcome back one of the greatest netballers Australia has ever produced, Liz Ellis. What a half.
It's amazing, isn't it? Vixens really did have control in that first quarter, but the Giants fought back just on the back of some Vixens errors in that second quarter, but they made them pay. Sets us up for a really good second half of play.
Does it ever? Let's take a look at the Harvey Norman highlights, and there were plenty.
There were, and a lot of these came through this clash. Initially, we thought that Sam Pullman would have her hands full with Malvi Kamwenda moving in the circle, but Kamwenda's taken her a little bit by surprise. She's got out of the circle, which has created space for Tegan Phillip, and if you look at the stats, Kamwenda has 5 goal assists to her name. Now, you don't see that very often. But what she's doing is getting out and creating a foot race between Tegan Phillip and Beck Bully, and Tegan Phillip is doing that really well. She's finding plenty of space, and she's able just to get in, and she's got a great rhythm at the moment on a shot. So she's missed 4 goals, which is unusual for her, but a couple of goal assists. She's playing really well. 14 goals in the first half for Phillip.
She's been terrific, Tegan Phillip, and we've seen some great play from the Vixens. Have a look at that passage of play. It was Kamwenda to set up Phillip, and she goals like she has so many times.
And what they do well, unlike a lot of other teams, is that they share the shooting load between them. That makes them really dangerous, and it makes them incredibly hard to defend. You can't just shut one shooter down and hope for the best. You've got to shut them both down.
Let's have a look at the stats, thanks to Champion Data.
Yeah, beautiful shooting percentages from both teams. Turnovers a little high. The coaches will address that. The thing that really stands out to me, even though it's a low stat, is the rebounds. 2 rebounds for the Vixens, 1 for the Giants. That one Giants rebound has come through Susan Pettit. So the Giants defensive line of Pullman and Beck Bully have a huge job ahead of them because Vixens are sitting in the 80s. Normally they sit in the 90s. There's plenty of opportunities there for the Giants to get their hands to ball. But at the moment, they're getting beaten to the rebounds by Tegan Phillip. They don't want that to continue.
All right, Liz. Well, our good friends at Nissan have put together a new competition. It's called the Nissan Top Shot, and it is a 12-week competition. And up for grabs is $25,000 for the entrant and another $25,000 for their netball club or association. It's a terrific competition, and I reckon you would have gone pretty close back in your day if it was around. Here are our weekly winners. Let's take a look at them. And, of course, we will start in Western Australia. Tori White, representing Rosmoy Netball Club. She bounces it off the box and it is nothing but net. Next up, we have a behind-the-head effort. Have a look at Lisa Cartmel from Victoria. Lovely effort there from her. And not to be outdone, it is Josh Casey from New South Wales. He gets it done with his own reverso. Have a look at that, the pink Jeep or something in the background there too. Nothing but net. Well done. Of course, our weekly winners, they win a great prize. It is a netball signed by Joe Weston and also by Caitlin Bassett. And, of course, they go into the draw to win that $25,000 prize, Liz, for both them and also their netball club or association. Here is our very own Sherelle McMahon with more information.
This season, Nissan want to put you in the spotlight with Nissan Top Shot. All you need to do is share your best netball trick or highlight. It could be anything from a great passage of play or an amazing intercept or just a great long shot for the chance to have your video shown live on 9Gem. There are great weekly prizes to be won.
And of course, as we know,
Great
James
to have you with us
came
as
off the
part
bench
of our
for Australia
netball
against Iraq.
doubleheader here on a Saturday night.
Big
Netball
week.
night on 9Gem. We're at Hisense Arena where the Vixens lead the Giants 27-25. And speaking of the Giants, Laura Spurway has their coach.
Geria.
You've closed the gap in the second quarter. What do you think of the performance so far?
Oh, look, I think we're just not capitalising on the opportunities that we've made for ourselves. Very disappointed with the turnover conversion rates, and that's what we're looking for.
Can play as a fullback, playing in
A lot of
central
work for Sam
midfield
Pullman and Beck Bull, you think, trying to shut down their shooters?
this evening.
It is a lot of work, and I think they're doing a reasonably good job, but there's a few things there and there that we can really tidy up. But they're getting
Mahazi,
Brooks and Jamie Lansarina out the front.
Has had to deal with a family tragedy this week, and our
To
thoughts
convert those turnover opportunities, and we've got one
and
now, so
condolences
let's
go
hope
to
they
the
can.
Mahazi family.
Any changes?
Not at this stage.
Thanks, Julie. Good luck.
Laura Spurway and Julia Fitzgerald. The half-time message last week came after Kim Green went off in the first minute with that knee injury. And I was talking to somebody who was listening in on the huddle, and Julie said to her charges, I'm not going to be the one that goes back into that dressing room at full time and tells Kim Green that we lost. And lo and behold, the Giants came out and won.
Plenty of Jamie Young in the Asian Champions League, but it's just his second
It was
appearance.
fairly emotional last week in that
the
Giants
Roar in
change
the
room. You can
A-League.
understand why captain goes down.
Theo,
but
of course, banned for
if
2
there's any
games
coach
after
who
being
can
sent
deal
off
with that
against
sort
the
of
Reds
thing,
last week.
Fitzgerald. They win tonight, so 200 wins at this level.
200.
It's extraordinary, isn't it?
How many of them did you deliver to her?
Oh, plenty. She would argue not enough.
There she is, widely regarded as one of the finest coaches in Suncorp Super Netball.
Just one win in their last 6, the Roar going into this match.
She's come out in this second half. She's
Having kept
vocal.
a clean sheet in
Plenty to
5,
say to
their
her
form
team.
has certainly dipped.
She's backing it up.
After they were
chasing
looking
down ball. So clearly the Vixens have been
a
told
real chance for a top 2 finish.
That's what they have to do. They'll disrupt the hands
It's
of
now
Pettit.
almost impossible,
And
but if they do win here tonight,
offside Guthrie. She read it beautifully, but just put a
mathematics
foot into the circle.
keep that prospect
Can't do
alive.
that. It's a beautiful split on the land.
Victory have a corner.
She gains herself such valuable, I'm going to say metres, it's close to a metre when
Swung
she
in,
does it.
looking for Ansel.
She sometimes starts the split on her jump, doesn't she? She sort of...
Yeah, and you know, that's hard
Now
to do.
Corey Brown lumps it up the park.
Feet really
It's
wide apart. She's
McLaren
capable of
versus
doing
3.
extraordinarily.
It's caused some uncertainty. Thomas has to deal with the back pass.
Oh, beautiful hands there.
Does
from
pretty
Watson.
well.
Joe Hart
Turned
was
over though
calling
by
for the
Valeri.
ball overhead. Guthrie wasn't prepared to give it to her.
Space out here for Daniel Georgievski.
Well done, come Wyndham. Got out the back, open under the goal. This is the shot. Jumps
He
over
goes
the
on
top
a
of
run.
Bully,
Austin
reclaims
in
the
front
ball.
of him.
And there's the goal she wanted
Inside
for the
is
Vixens.
And that's the opportunities going begging that I was talking about. It's another rebound on the way of the
Austin
Vixens front line.
inviting ball
You
to
just
the near
can't afford
post
to let
and
them have that
claimed
second bite of
eventually by
possession.
Jamie Young.
Not when they're shooting
Off
so
the head of
beautifully.
Luke DeVere.
Yeah, well done, Jamie Lee Price. Fingers to the ball off Liz
That's
Watson.
brilliant work there from a referee to bring Broish into
So
play.
Giants, defensive line, giving their front line
Tremendous ball in, but
opportunity.
there really was only
Price got a
George
special mention.
Howard
Have a
who
look
was
at
in
Watson.
there.
Claims a loose ball. And it's a
Done well to
turnover
play
in
out here,
favour of the
Brisbane.
Vixens.
Hingis
Yeah, Beck
full
Bullock
of
just
running
not
early.
really
It's a good
sure
switch
of
of
who to
play
give the
there.
ball
Now
to.
Broish will get support
Makes
from
amends,
Brown.
though.
Releases the
This is how
fullback.
the first quarter started off with both teams coughing up
Takes his
possession.
time, decides not to go for the early
The
cross.
first
Corey
to settle.
Brown.
Serena Guthrie
Good
gives
work
up
back to
possession
Christensen.
now by way of a contact ball. So the opportunity for the Vixens now to settle, to be the first to score him.
Well, it was in two minds there,
Watson
wasn't it,
to
Corey Brown?
Fill it back to Chloe Watson.
You can see the McLaren was in the
now.
box, but
She
certainly
finds
Victory
Liz Watson.
outnumbers back
Pass
as well.
was a little low, but Phillip made a good job of it.
Against crossing the ball is.
Beautiful shooting for Tegan Phillip. It's interesting, isn't it, when you get a little period of play like that where it's really scrappy, the team that scores out of it
There's
often is the
Papadopoulos
team that
making
scores
his
the next
home
2 or 3
debut
goals.
for
So
Brisbane.
just watch to see here whether the Giants can
Former
answer or
Greek
whether the Vixens get a
international.
little roll on. And it's the Giants that
Mentioned already,
answer.
they haven't been here at Suncorp for a
Settle
month.
it for them through
Brisbane
Pettit.
have 3 of their last 4 at home.
The centre pass goes the way of the Vixens. A little tap
trouble
by
I've had in the
has
ACL.
created the turnover, and here come the Giants. And how about that
Does give the Raw fans a chance to get their first-hand look at Avram Papadopoulos. Here's Corey Brown, upended by Carl Valeri. That's the reason for the free kick. Now with Broish against Geria. Second man in was Ben Calfalla, and he looks a mile offside there, George Howard. Need for the assistant to raise the flag, cleaned up by Young.
And no goal, bounces out, rebound Vixens. Maloney, Weston,
as soon as he saw that
Watson leaves it behind. Two going to claim the loose ball, it's Maloney. They'll have to sit it now. Bit of a frantic scramble for a moment. Weston.
Showing extreme awareness because Calfalla certainly is someone that can produce that sort of quality in behind the defence.
That was an awful ball by Barella, who immediately
and the two of them will combine.
apologised, berated himself.
But she misses that one.
Almost.
And a big rebound taken there by
Retrieved the situation,
first
Jamie Young.
defensive rebound in the match from Sam Pullman.
Yeah, victory corner.
So should be happy to have found possession that way. So I reckon this is where the penalties are going to come.
Corner to be taken by Ben Calfalla.
Interpreting things a little bit differently.
Out
So the
comes
key
Young,
now
doesn't
for the
get there.
Giants
Rescued by his defence.
will be to ensure
They
that
just
they
come off a
don't
victory
fall
player.
into the trap of giving away
Christensen
penalty
was in
after
there.
penalty, that they stay in play. Vixens, though, will know that, and they'll be trying to get as many penalties go their way as they can.
Nice height from Ben Calfalla.
That was a great ball.
Geria, actually.
That was a great ball in from Calfalla, certainly.
Beautiful delivery
Risky
then from
play there
Pettit.
from
She
Jamie
waited
Young.
until the last second to release. It was a great dodge on the baseline from Harton.
Only lucky to get away with that one. Had a bit too much height there for
Is
Geria
really
to
going back and forth.
knock it into the goal.
Just said from Joe
Here's
Weston.
a trivia question. Thomas Christensen, the only goalkeeper in A-League history not to touch the ball.
Pettit thought
Winning goals
throwing
last
ball
week
was
when
going to go
Theo
their way.
was sent off. Penalty scored, full time.
I
thought he went down a bit too early.
Apparently he saved the penalty in Denmark. He said to someone before the game he only knows how to go one way and he backed the wrong horse.
Did enough to force Pettit
Against the Reds.
really dribble the ball over that sideline.
It's not the first time he's played in goals as a professional, Thomas Christensen.
Well,
How he's
so
adaptable.
he was basically the one that put his hand up and said, look, I'm going to go in goals. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, for someone to come out and say that, I thought his goalkeeping was pretty much disastrous, really. I mean, he went down so early, didn't he?
Finds the goal.
He did.
Another goal for the Vixens, and what do you make of the shooting stats for Melbourne?
Oh, interesting that Tegan Phillip has just dropped down to that 70th percentile. You don't see that very often, but she's still
if he's
playing
not
pretty
there,
well.
but he's going to run out of room. He's kept it in, although it might have bent over the line as he got the touch. Fahid Ben Calfalla, he has a glance towards the assistant referee.
Those shooting stats have come up, but really good effort from Beck Woolley just to force Phillip into really moving
tremendous run here from Calfalla.
She's not as comfortable.
Yes, he certainly kept it in initially, but the ball did bend
the
over
undefeated
the
side
byline.
in orange.
Can you see that from this angle, Mike?
Trailing the Vixens now by 3 goals.
Strong header from Ansel. Here's Broish.
Here's tonight.
Outside is
Melbourne,
Brown.
quite literally.
That's the short answer.
Giant killers. Davies.
I thought it was in, actually.
Inside the goal circle, it's Harden.
Here's Thomas
She'll
Broish
have a
back
fair say in the
inside.
outcome of this one. Another goal for Joe Harden.
That's just a nice
space for the German to work with.
Giants. Taylor Davies found space at the top of the circle. Once she's there, then
Gets past Valeri. Fighting ball. No one attacking it. In an orange shirt. Good play from Thomas Broish.
Lovely play there from Broish. She takes her space and she brings up another goal for Melbourne.
Shows some majestic stuff there. Silky skills from the German.
Really sharing the spoils. 17 goals.
I know he's one of your favourites, Ned. So here's a question. 36 years of age, only Michael Theo is older in this Raw squad. We don't know what he's doing beyond this season. Does he warrant another contract? Would you give him another contract? Should he play on?
Well, look, I'd love to see him
play another year in the
A. Of course, this is a doubleheader. We're here in Melbourne for the Vixens and the Giants.
Enough this season
this evening, the Thunderbirds
to warrant another contract. It basically comes down to common sense, really, doesn't it?
For that one.
What else can you find out there? You see the return of Renee Inglis back on the court.
In the market, basically,
to
say someone's going to come here and play for that sort of money and be better than Bruce. So, obviously, you have to take into consideration what he's done here at Brisbane.
No relation.
I mean, it's been fantastic since he's been here. I really do believe that. I mean, if you look at the stats, he's never been a big goal scorer, has he?
The stats are 19 goals in 177 games. I think one of the factors is just 2 goals last season.
Only one this season.
5 assists this season.
Well, there's still a bit to go, but he has been the man for assists, really, hasn't he? He's got 5.
Turned over by Geria.
High quality affair underneath the roof here at Hisense. Comes
well, you asked what he's done. 3 championships for starters. 2 Johnny Warren medalists, 1 Joe Marston medalist.
A throw in for Melbourne.
So those are the 2 big individual goals in the game. The Joe Marston medal for the best player in the grand final. The Johnny Warren medal for the best player in the league. He's won both of them. The first and only A-League player to do that.
She goes in to Kamwenda.
I think as well, I mean, you've got to look at it. Brisbane are pretty much in a good position to negotiate as well, aren't they? I mean, who wants a 36-year-old?
Great closing speech. She'll be annoyed she missed the intercept. She was there to get it.
Well, with your language skills, and I'm talking German here, and that view, you'd probably be
the Giants.
encouraged to go out here and do the deal next.
Scores again.
Well, look, obviously,
I mentioned
he
before
loves it here
that
as
this
well.
is a double-header tonight, so don't go anywhere.
It must be
You're seeing
sort of a scenario where
side arriving.
You offer the guy some sort of position at the club as well after his career. So
Queensland tonight. And
here's Kalani, now Broish, the man we've been talking about. Look at that ball to open up Jamie McLaren, who's onside but isolated. Played it into Ansell, telegraphed the pass. McLaren easy for Ansell to deal with, but
Dan Ryan, the Thunderbirds coach, has been
good
gushing
sign
about
of the
really how fit she's come back.
Combination between Broish and McLaren.
Hope she gets a run tonight. I'd love to see her play.
Oh, what's that? From the other veteran there, Calfella.
Push it out of court. Really good defensive effort here from
Nudge from Geria maybe on McLaren, who didn't really look towards the referee.
For this quarter, Vixens leading this quarter 10 goals to 9.
Dominating possession here, Brisbane.
Keeping an eye on our game.
It's such an ugly word, isn't it, veteran?
How well conditioned does she look?
I never liked hearing it.
She is ready to roll tonight.
Some good stories in Suncorp Super Netball about.
Broish will put some pressure on
Mums
Alan
coming
Barrow.
back. Love to see it.
Ansell goes long.
Much Chloe Watson here. Just reads it, covers so much ground.
De Vere.
Good commitment.
Victory have it now through Georgievski.
The pass was to Liz Watson.
Here's Austin.
Between Watson and Price.
Now Broxham.
Price just letting Liz know. I am tracking you wherever
Stefan
you go
Negro.
on court tonight.
That's found its way through to Austin. And that was another delightful cross from Mitch Austin, asking some big questions. Howard almost got on the end of it. In fact, he did. Was it a free kick? Let's have another look at it. There's that tug by Geria on the shoot of McLaren.
Slamming pass from Hartnell.
Here's this cross from Austin.
Look at Maloney. She's
Get on the end of it, George Howard, but
running down the court, shouting instructions.
it's a foul. Here's Austin. Hands it up. Howard again. Getting on the end of things.
Hasn't it?
Negro with the header.
Real
Now
intensity
Barella.
here at Hisense.
Broish. McLaren concentrates on staying on side, and he's done that. Here is McLaren. And Jamie McLaren side netting.
Under 3 minutes until three-quarter time.
Side netting. But another illustration of that telepathic understanding between Broish and McLaren.
Here's Watson. She thread the needle.
Christensen, the Brisbane
She found Tegan Phillip. That's brought the crowd into it.
Central
really
area.
good finish in this quarter from the Vixens.
This game is playing those incisive balls in behind the defence.
You can watch every game of Suncorp Super
looking to feed
Netball.
Barello. In there is Georgievski.
Goes on beneath the
Barello's got it. Barello straight at the keeper. Reclaims it eventually.
To watch this sort of action.
Great ball there from Papadopoulos.
It is live, fast and data-free only with Telstra.
He's had opportunity again. This lovely play there
Vixen
for
fans
Broish.
watching it on their mobile phones will be pumping their fists with another goal from Melbourne.
Yeah, look, another rebound win there for the Vixens.
The victory
Bully
very well
arguing
indeed.
that Wenda's got her hands on his
Channel's been opened up
shoulders,
for
so we'll
Geria.
have a look out for that.
Howard was calling for it, didn't get it.
Instead is a shift for the Giants, but a really good quarter here from the Vixens.
Cool and Joe. acting captain for the Giants.
But what this quarter tells us is that the end that the Vixens are at now is a scoring end. And the team that has been down this end in each quarter has won that quarter. That sets it up for the Giants.
Strong was Alan Barrow. I thought it was fair.
This one is going to go right down to the wire as Watson goes into Kamwenda. And Kamwenda goes again.
Not happy.
It was only a week ago, Liz, that we were up in Brisbane watching one of the most thrilling finishes you will see
got it right,
between the Lightning and the Magpies.
Yeah, it's extraordinary, wasn't it? And the thing that got the Lightning home in that game was their presence of mind. They were really calm. That's where this game's going to go, Sid. The team that can think their way through the last 15 minutes.
Absolutely. We are set for a huge finish.
Here's Coletti. Holman.
So the Giants
Brett Holman
inside the final minute.
Hingett. Borrello.
And Pettit will go. And they wouldn't want Melbourne to score again. I dare say.
Hingett.
Maloney. Phillip. Watson.
And as a result, you've got Bully and
lofts it in towards
Broish. From Wenda to try and stop the avenue to her.
One by Ansell.
But you've got to get out of the pressure on Phillip as well.
Coletti's
That
done
creates
well.
a one-on-one. Wenda's good enough to get the ball over the back of Pullman. Now Vixens will try and stop the flow from the Giants.
Here we go,
Switches
14
on.
seconds to go. It's Davies. Davies
I heard you, Ned.
goes to Bennett.
Here's De Vere. Look at the space in front of the defender.
She puts it up. She goes.
Just too slow.
As the buzzer is about to go, Joe Hart, you are a star.
Get numbers
And
in
there's
that
the
area to be able to
side.
defend.
What an exciting way to finish that quarter. And here we go.
Now
4 goals
Hingett.
in it. The Vixens 42, the Giants 38. Suncorp Super Netball on 9 Gem.
He's just looking for that ball in behind, isn't he, Hingett?
Watch from Josh Hope. Tasmanian.
Welcome back to High Sense Arena. You heard Julie Fitzgerald there, the coach of the Giants. They trail the Vixens by 4 goals.
the eye in
Our
a
next game
pre-season
coming
friendly
up
against
is the Adelaide
Atletico
Thunderbirds.
Madrid.
There's their skipper Aaron Bell taking on the Queensland
Bentley Greens
Firebirds.
and
it's a
Cameron
big game
McGill.
because it is the return of Renee
through,
Ingles.
Yeah, I don't know that
Bullying
she'll start,
Lions
but I
club.
suspect we'll see her on court at some point tonight. And don't forget, Romelda Aiken out of that game. So really
Broish.
some big news coming out of Adelaide. But we've got a big game to finish here.
By Negro. Broish has it again. He's
Joe
on the ball
Hart.
at the moment, the German. Thomas
Thomas Broish
Broish.
win the race to that ball.
Borrello's in there making a nuisance of himself.
Finished
Just
the
all a
third
bit too
quarter
tight.
with
Here's
one of
Howard.
the
He
goals
can't
of
keep
the
it under
year, Joe
pressure.
Hart. Serena Guthrie getting the towel and getting it done.
I mean, some of his play already, Mike, has been
A few
absolutely
changes
exquisite.
for the Giants, Liz.
Roy's just so
There
intelligent on the
Susan
ball.
Pettit moves into wing attack. Taylor Davies is off. Christina Bryce comes into the goal shooter position. Now, Giants have trained for this through the course of the week and figuring out what to do without Kim. Oh, and Beck Bully then really showing the umpire
He's
that she
getting
was
the
being
better
pulled
of
down by
Ansell.
Kamwenda. Need to.
Initially, at least.
Giants still won
Lost his footing
possession.
there, didn't he?
So really interesting to see Susan Pettit play
From
wing attack.
Fade Ben Calfalo asking too much of
Oh, Guthrie
George
putting
Howard.
Bully under all sorts of pressure, and you can just see with this Giants outfit, in the first 5 rounds, they were so well drilled. These two teams were the 2 best
This
teams
crowd
in
has
the
built
league,
up here in
simply for
Suncorp.
putting the ball in the right spot.
A marquee fixture
Without
for the
Kim
Raw
Green,
fans when the victory
they're
comes to
struggling
town.
to find the space. It's not just in the
That
wing
tussle
attack
between
position, all the way
Broish and
down the
Ansell.
court, their rhythm is gone.
Might have had a case there.
Must make a
Thomas
difference
Broish,
when you have a player the
Like
quality
quickly.
of Green, is you can always look up and look for her and you know she's going to do something with it. That option's not there tonight.
Yeah, and look, Kim Green is just so dominant. She's a real ball.
Him in there, high foot.
If you're playing centre with the Serena Guthrie had done a really good job of almost keeping out of her way to a degree and figuring out the times just to insert herself into the game. Now Guthrie has to play a completely different kind of game. She's got to be the dominant centre court player.
Here's Bryce. Her first crack at it is good. Goal Giants.
So the good news for the Giants, they're trailing by 4 goals, but they can score quickly
Could let
through
go.
Bryce. They've got to win ball
There
back
to be
though.
contested.
And that's hard to do against this Vixens line.
Here's the breakdown quarter by quarter, Liz. The Vixens came
Borrello.
out hard, and then the Giants hit back in the second term.
And the Vixens had a better third term, so the Giants shooting in is where the scoring has been for this game.
Right, just that problem
But you
stealing
just
with
can't
the
expect
ball,
that
it took a bit of
the
a
Giants
deflection.
have to really push through. They've got to
That's why
deliver the
Hingett.
ball to their shooters. If they want the penalties to come their way, often you have to throw the ball just to draw the umpire's eye to what's happening. They've got to have the confidence to do that.
Maloney. Maloney to Phillip. Phillip to Chloe Watson. Chloe Watson to Kate Maloney. What a
It's going to be Borrello to deliver. A lot of height on this one. Strong header from
so
De
far in
Vere.
Suncorp Super Netball.
get the power in the end, but rose well.
Coached by Simone McGuinness.
Luke De Vere
looking for a victory on their home floor.
Yeah, look, that was beautiful work there between Kawinga and Watson. And what really interests me in that three-quarter time break was Julie Fitzgerald saying to her defensive line, we want to isolate Liz Watson. And if you watch her, she is really putting the strength in that Vixens front line. They're trying to isolate her and give her no options to throw to. That's tough when you've got someone like Liz Watson who's seeing everything so well.
He's on Mackay. Is it
great handle there by Christina
outside chance to return if
keeps herself in court and goals.
Make it to the final week of the finals, which of course is the grand final, but not looking good otherwise as Hingett escapes down the right, gets to the byline. That's wonderful cover.
The Vixens
good commitment.
Is getting a little nervous in their seats.
Stefan Negro.
Few moving towards the edge of the seat
from
as the final quarter.
Boy from Ballarat.
Here at Hisense Arena. Tegan Phillip working hard inside the goal circle, and she's a great shooter. Go Vixens.
Well, it'll be interesting to see also how the Vixens finish off this quarter. They dominated the Firebirds last week, but lost.
Decent corner again from Borello. Looking for
and that is really the only place.
The height and the strength of De Vere and Papadopoulos. They're a good outlet in the air for Brisbane. Both those players.
To finish off games, it's probably where their learning curve is at
putting some really good.
They're doing everything else right.
Delivering in the danger area, but
what a surprise
the timing is missing in the box there.
The Vixens travelling up to Brisbane.
And Papadopoulos really can't get a really good run up on the ball.
They did really well
power and direction behind it.
Better hold up play from Howard. Ben Kalfala inviting ball in.
So you heard the umpire there. Price giving away a penalty. Maloney measures.
Off the hook.
She saw the space, she took it. She's got all the tricks in the bag.
In the danger zone.
And pulled that one out. Just watch
it. Looks like he's picked up an injury here, so
superb awareness here from De Vere just to head it away.
And it just goes to show, I guess, the sort of
Mitch Austin as
she reacts to the moment rather than
hit the ground there
on the scoreboard
to the left leg,
else.
and you can see the ankle. In fact, it's the ankle. It's just bent right under him, hasn't it?
The stats tell the story. 33 feeds, the most of any player on court.
Really good night for Liz Watson.
Chance for the victory players to get some instructions from Kevin Muscat.
For England a number of times. She gets it back and she goes.
Yeah, and that's that understanding between Guthrie and Harton. Harton took Weston forward and just found a little bit of space. The ball had to be delivered quickly and Guthrie did it.
Guthrie getting a hand in to knock it in front of Maloney there.
Well, it's been a solid start for Melbourne.
So determined to drag her side over the line tonight.
The better in terms of possession and territory.
That was Harton who got the hand in
there. Performance so far from the visitors.
And good chase there from Beck
That's the foundation. That's the minimum that Kevin Muscat expects.
The defensive pressure that the Vixens
right now he's getting it.
On.
It's a bit ginger, Mitch Austin, as he goes to the sideline. That ankle.
The orange tide is rising here.
Be swollen at the very least.
Oh, short pass. Yeah, look, that was
after the game.
Yeah, pretty close.
Let's see if he can run it off.
Just things aren't falling the Giants' way.
Chloe Watson with the netball in hand.
Because this is a big opportunity for him.
Weston, Maloney to Phillip.
In and out of the side.
Battling with Price. Maloney gets it back to Kamwenda. It's Phillip out to Maloney.
Perhaps getting the nod over him on a few occasions as well. So the last thing Mitch Austin wants to do is fall victim to an early injury.
Woolley has got a fingertip to it, but not enough. The Vixens are doing really well in that.
The run of McLaren. He goes for goal himself, Brett Holman, and shaves the upright as close as you can get. Wonderful strike from Brett Holman, who backed himself all the way.
Listen to the boos going.
That was a wonderful piece of play here from Corey Brown. Set up Holman, had a lot of space to run into and just unleashes. Just couldn't find a target, but superb play there from Brisbane, all using the spaces beautifully.
She wins possession, so she's got to take it. No penalty.
He's on Mannix. Towels coming out. It's young Ella.
Certainly that's where you want to bring Brett Holman into play, where it's
take a little bit of moisture off the
towards
ball.
goal and has the option of the pass as well. McLaren, who had made the run for him.
Up with the shot.
Certainly it all opened up.
Out, but she'll get it back.
Russian was there to have a crack at goal.
Take through for Joe Hart.
We're all looking to press home
gave away a penalty.
She's overcooked it.
their advantage.
She has. That was a real moment, an opportunity lost then for the Giants. You don't see Joe Hart
All
miss
the
that
opportunities, Brisbane.
And you just sense then that if the Giants had have scored there,
coming the closest.
they would have had their
2
tails
goals so
up.
far from
Vixens,
Holman
though,
since he's
are the
returned
ones with all the run.
to Australia.
They make them pay.
Getting a third there. Turns 33 on Monday, Brett Holman. They're very careful with his fitness. The Raw coaching staff nursed him through.
Well, that's a huge opportunity gone missing.
The season.
The second part of our doubleheader coming
not
soon.
overloading Brett Holman.
Firebirds there warming up.
He had an injury mid-season, which he also had to recover from, and his pre-season was short as well. So hoping to get the best out of Brett Holman at the business end of the season.
It's a huge challenge, isn't it?
Well, it's all science today, isn't it, Mike? All the data and that's going into players' recovery and all different things. I mean, I don't even know. I mean, you're down on the ground quite often. See exactly what's going on down there. But you hear that a lot, don't you? Nursing players through certain things and guiding them and being patient with them.
The undefeated Giants taking on the Melbourne Vixens. They surprised us all, the Vixens, by knocking off Collingwood in the opening round.
For some reason, Brett Holman just decided to wait. Gary did.
On their home court.
The opportunity is
now,
squandered.
they be the first side to defeat the Giants in 2017. We'll find out in 6 minutes. Serena Guthrie cutting, twisting, back and forth, trying to get
work
open.
down there on the sideline.
She claims
Mike,
possession.
just a couple of things with the victory defensively. Jamie McLaren, whenever Royce Coletti or Christian get the ball, really makes a little curvy run off the shoulder of Ansell, who's getting caught ball watching and really doesn't know exactly where McLaren is. So that's led to a couple of good attacks for Brisbane. And out on this right-hand side for Brisbane, left-hand side for victory. Athletically, Georgievski is unable to really cope. I'll just let this attack unfold here, Mike.
Alfala looking for the run of Geria. It's broken down.
Guthrie falls over.
Alfala puts it back in the mixer. Out comes Jamie Young.
How about the camaraderie between Maloney and Guthrie there? Different sides, but Maloney helps her out with a stretch.
Let's go, Nick. Just to finish the point.
Yeah, Barello is just athletically a bit too quick for Georgievski, and that's an avenue that Brisbane are trying to look for. We've seen Papadopoulos try and knock that ball in a few times. So Brisbane just look a little bit quicker and sharper. But I think Kevin must be pretty pleased with how the victory has coped with
these
this
two
opening
sides
half
will
hour.
get their final instructions from their coaches. It is a
Certainly pleased with the scoreboard, Kevin Muscat.
51-46 will be back
Conceded early, that was a key. Looks to the Brown, lovely run from Corey Brown. And in the end, the Raw have to settle for a corner. The cover was there from Nick Ansell.
It's just so dangerous when you give him this sort of time on the ball. Don't attack him immediately.
He's too unselfish here, Corey Brown. Tight angle for the shot, but
access to the Giants huddle. Julie Fitzgerald is.
Well, you know how to score from those sort of angles there.
Are you alive?
On the other side, I do, yeah. Here's Barello with the corner.
It's going to be a pretty frantic last
Again, good shape on it. Looking for Papadopoulos and De Vere. They've dealt with it better this time, the victory. But it's broken here for McLaren. Now Coletti. In from Brown. Papadopoulos has stayed forward, blocked by Ansell.
Giants, Serena Guthrie
Austin can't keep it. Decent effort, good save, Lawrence Thomas. Jack Hingan dead unlucky. Wonderful reflexes from the victory goalkeeper.
If an elite athlete is out there trying to do her best to win for her team, she's not allowed to have medical
tremendous play
not
here
doing a tactical timeout.
Hingan just smashes it towards goal.
It's tough, isn't it? But it's the rules as Mannix goes.
Lovely goalkeeping
Beautiful
here
tip there from Guthrie.
Lawrence Thomas, like a panther, isn't he? Just to tip it away for a corner.
Couldn't quite do it on the long shot. So it just seems to me like Vixens are the team that are just remaining calm.
Matthew Colbridge is sorting out the argy-bargy between Papadopoulos and Ansell.
And as much as they typically seem missing the leadership,
corner swung in. Christie with the header.
A little luck, Bonner.
Here's Austin.
There's another great ball in there.
Well, this is the test for the Melbourne Vixens. This young side Simone McInnes has put together.
The raw players.
Do they have the composure and the guts to believe they can win from here?
Yeah, and it's interesting, isn't it? Like I said, they lost that last quarter
jumping up from a static position.
Then on this very court, they squandered a substantial lead over the Swifts. The Swifts came back and drew in the last moments. So for the Vixens, it's about learning from those mistakes and figuring out how they can
Yankees into the ball for Raw. To Liz Point, that's no great surprise.
Has made an impact since she came on.
Georgievski played it in behind to Kelfala. The mistake from Brown. Here's Howard back to Fahid bin Kelfala.
Go forward, don't play defensively, and controlling the pace. And the two players who are
forced away from goal.
Liz Watson and Kate Maloney, they will control the pace of the ball.
Take the patient
you don't want to
approach.
get fast out of control, but you don't
Howard.
want to get scared to go forward.
He goes more direct.
So here's
that was a good option from George Howard.
Internationals in Hartman and Guthrie.
Attack the defence. Caused the uncertainty. Valeri almost forcing it home.
Again, superb passage of play there from Victory.
It's a healthy lead for the Vixens.
That ball in behind.
Things can change quickly in Suncorp Super Netball. Weston gets pinged for obstruction. Harden, goals for the Giants. And they're going to need to do that again. 6-goal margin as we speak, inside 3 minutes till full time.
Yeah, they need a turnover here.
Warning to Lee Broxer. I think he left the boot in there on Joe Coletti.
Do that. She's the most experienced player in that back line for the Giants. Oh, and that's hard to stop, isn't it? That
huge hopes for Coletti here at Brisbane Raw.
And the finish is exquisite.
Australian Youth International. There's a lot of clubs interested in his signature. And he was on the market.
This leash of
graduated from the AIS. It was the Raw who got him.
And the Giants goal. Centre pass with the captain, Kate Maloney.
Oh, it's very early days. He does look to be a player with a big future.
Where's she going to go now, Kate? She goes back to
for Brisbane.
And it goes into Kamwenda.
Barella will keep it in.
Pullman knows how big these final few minutes are, and she is putting every effort into defending these two.
Georgievski.
Having this partnership.
Roxon. Negro.
It's extraordinary, isn't it? Vixens have put together a really well-balanced team, and it's taken a little while as Bully looks for Bryce.
Papadopoulos was in there. Roxon hesitated. He saw Papadopoulos coming, and he does get that yellow card that he was warned about a few minutes ago. I'm not sure about that one. Joe, the replay will tell us more, but
look at Joe Weston there.
Let's have a look at this. So, is he entitled to go for that? Yes, he is. And that's not a yellow card.
Made a mistake all night, just about.
I'm with you, Kev.
She's been good, hasn't she? Her and Kamwenda have really changed up the way they've entered the circle. Sometimes Kamwenda's come out, Phillip, and instead of taking that front drive at times, allowing Kamwenda that baseline. And they are such a ridiculous combination. They spread the load, but their movement is so good. And when you've got feeders out in front of you like
For whatever reason, Thomas Christensen decided to get involved. He's been sent away by Matthew Ponga. Well, he's got the ball first, no doubt about it. The foot was high, certainly, but Papadopoulos, having put himself in there...
Just how big is this, Liz?
Must have expected some sort of contact.
I mean, the thing is, it's Broxton's ball there. He's in possession.
Green, but you sort of felt
the ball is in his area. Papadopoulos who's coming too late.
And they've done everything right. They've built in this last quarter.
He's had a bit too much to say, Thomas Christensen, so he joins Broxton in the notebook.
What about the belief within this group of Vixens? How does she pull that in?
Look at that, the kid, Joe Coletti, telling the veteran, Thomas Christensen, to settle down. Finally, the free kick is taken. Driven wide by Papadopoulos. Picks out Corey Brown.
Starts to rise. The Giants were undefeated when they arrived in Melbourne. They've now had a loss. The Vixens by 9 goals.
Here's Holman.
Could well be 8.
Slides it in for Broish.
It is 8. And there it is, full time. 59 goals.
There was Aaron, difficult height and bounce for him to deal with, didn't get the contact.
Well, she should. She's coached this Vixens line to this point. They've clearly learned from previous errors. If you look at and isolate that last quarter, they...
14 goals this season for Jamie McLaren, tracking
pursuing
to equal
the
last
umpire
season's tally of
about
20.
a strange call. Now, Liz, I know it's in the rules. You'll explain the rules to us.
5 in
but
his last
essentially,
6.
a tactical timeout was called, and in that tactical timeout, it is illegal for a player to receive medical treatment.
Which begs the question, Ned. A bit unlucky not to be involved with the national team at the moment, Jamie McLaren.
Players
sort of
can't go off the court
form
to receive treatment. Staff can't come onto the court. So really, the umpire there apologising.
well,
she knew it was technical,
34
but she had no
goals
choice. Those are the rules. And they're the little things that can count for a lot as the season goes on. So the Giants have been put on notice. Every team in the game now has been put on notice. If a player goes down injured, you can't then call a tactical timeout to try and sneak a little bit of treatment their way.
You make a good point, Liz.
Well,
if that's the rules, well, then that umpire has done a fantastic job of picking that up.
The last game
Laura Spurway has done a fantastic job all night sideline for us.
There's been a few names
with the
brought up, hasn't it, since the Santalab, and now we've got McLaren as well.
Congratulations, Mike and Wendy. You're the player of the match.
People are thinking,
how do you
wow,
feel
they
about
can do a job for us.
I'm so excited to be player of the match. And I also thank the girls because we got them up in them. And they do a good job. So it's good to get point there.
And you seem to work really well with Tegan. She did a fantastic job too.
Yeah, she's a very great player to play with, and I'm so excited to play for her. Yeah.
How important was it to win tonight?
Some room to move for Joe Coletti.
Get points there, so it's good for us to get points.
Congratulations and good luck next week.
For Brisbane's on that far side.
I'm here now
Here's
with
Brown.
the winning captain, of course, Kate Maloney. Kate, you must be so pumped after that
Shakes
result.
for the shot,
yeah, look,
Barello.
It wasn't pretty. We had to
Blocked in the end by Stefan Negro. Brisbane have it back.
Yeah, I'm just really happy the girls push it out in the end.
And eventually away by